So the next two vitamins that I would love to share with you, they need to come with a little bit of a warning. When it comes to hair growth, and supplementation, at some point it stops mattering whether you are taking supplements or not, because your body is not able to divert those nutrients and those vitamins to the area of your body where you need those vitamins. So namely, you can take however many vitamins, however much collagen that you want, but if, for example, and that's very important, if you're stressed and if you're anxious and that isn't a one-off event and it extends over a period of time, your body simply doesn't consider hair growth as an essential function, because in those periods of our lives when we're highly stressed and strung out, our body just focuses on maintaining the life-supporting functions within our body. So that's our breathing, this is our blood flow to the vital organs like lungs, like our heart, like kidneys and liver. So our body doesn't consider hair growth as an essential function, which is great because, if back in the day when we were all living in caves, if you're faced with a predator and your body switches into a fight or flight response, you want your body to focus on making sure that it can support your heart pumping as you're running away from a predator, rather than focusing on growing your hair. So that makes total sense. However, the issue comes in is that in the modern age, we're always exposed, majority of us, of population has a degree of stress, a varied degree of stress, especially in the last year or so. It definitely has become a lot bigger problem. Now, what does stress has anything to do with hair growth? Well, frankly, it has everything to do with hair growth. So as we are going through these periods of stress, our body diverts the nutrients to the areas of your body which are important to support your life. And hair growth is not one of those functions. So in order to make sure that your hair doesn't suffer in those periods, you need to make sure that you maintain a healthy nervous system. And there are different techniques and tools available out there to make sure that you do that, as well as supplements that you can take to support your nervous systems in the periods of high stress. So these two vitamins that I'd like to draw attention to is vitamin D. So that is especially felt by people living in the northern hemisphere. I certainly have felt it in the last winter. People living in the northern hemisphere during wintertime when it's dark, we don't get enough vitamin D because vitamin D is supplied through the sun rays and absorbed through our skin. The study suggests that 15 minutes outside in the bright sunlight, where our palms and our face is exposed to bright sunlight, is enough to get our daily recommended dose of vitamin D. But the issue is that in winter it's dark, and it's too cold to be outside, or especially if you live in, let's say, Northern Europe, you may not necessarily have enough sunlight just because the sky is overcast. So taking enough vitamin D is important to support your body and also your hair growth, because there are receptors in your hair follicles that react to vitamin D. So vitamin D, super important. Make sure that it's either included in your multivitamin that you're taking, or take it separately if you think that you need that. Now, the second vitamin, that is the second nutrient that I'd like to draw attention to, also relates to strengthening the nervous system, and that is magnesium. Magnesium also participates in supporting our nervous system and supporting us through the periods of high stress and anxiety, and taking sufficient amount of magnesium actually supports our bodies through those periods. There are three main different types of magnesium. The first one is magnesium oxide. Second one is magnesium citrate, which is a lot more widely available. It is actually one of the most affordable ones. And magnesium glycinate. So magnesium oxide isn't that bioavailable, so it means that your body doesn't absorb it as well as other forms of magnesium, and it can sometimes lead to bloating and digestive issues. If you can't get magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate, definitely have a look at magnesium oxide, but magnesium citrate should be available in most drugstores And magnesium citrate also has effect on our digestion. It can support our digestive function, but you shouldn't take too much because it can actually upset it. And then the third type of magnesium is a magnesium glycinate, which is actually mixed up with amino acids. So that means that our body is able to absorb it a lot better than even magnesium citrate. A series of studies have supported the hypothesis that it calms our nervous system a lot more, and it helps alleviate the feelings of anxiety and stress. So magnesium, take a look at it, either making sure that it is included in your multivitamin or you're taking it separately. If you have specific questions, pop them in the comments below. Also check out our blog on thehairfuel.com. I'm going to link everything down below. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe to these videos. If you have any questions, let us know. We'll be happy to answer them.